Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to jump right in today because we are looking at something that challenges exactly how we work. Imagine is not a soft book. Imagine is not a mood. Honestly, Imagine is not a poster. Imagine is a trapdoor. Jonah Lehrer wrote Imagine as a map of creative force, but Jonah Lehrer also made that map dangerous. We are breaking down this book today because it attacks a quiet pride that every single capable builder carries. You know what's truly fascinating here? It's that visceral feeling the book describes. You know the one. Your best idea feels warm and alive in your chest. So what do? Well, you protect it from the room. You keep it completely away from doubt. You rename the file for the 10th time, and you call that care. But is it? Or is it just fear wearing nicer clothes? I'm honestly not sure where this leaves us. What if your best idea isn't proof at all? What if it's actually bait? Let's contrast waiting for the right choice versus defending the first choice. You might think you're waiting for the right choice, right? Hovering over options so you don't waste months on the wrong path. But you may actually be defending the first choice that made you feel chosen. The idea didn't capture you because it was undeniably true, it captured you because it felt like yours. At UpGoWise, we know practice begins right where identity starts to grip the tool, not after the work is done, right there in the grip. Creativity is pressure that can still move. That right there is absolutely crucial. Creativity isn't the absence of pressure. It's pressure that can still move. That's the entire engine of this book. We need to completely shift how we view this process. It is not some magical gift of freedom. It's a mechanical, observable practice. Okay, let's dive into this. Confusing commitment with proof. This book gives us a highly useful shock. The mind isn't one giant room called creativity. It's a set of specialized rooms. One room strains, one drifts, one steals from memory, and one tests the theft. Now, I kind of wish this weren't true. Your expert voice sounds so wise when it says, I need the right idea before I begin. A serious person commits. But the logic collapses. Here's the harsh reality we have to face. Protecting the first idea trains the mind to confuse commitment with proof. You literally cannot know the strength of an idea before stress touches it. You can only know the thrill of meeting it. And thrill is just data. It is not a verdict. Commit now versus keep searching. This brings us to a dead end. Two choices appear, and they are both losing options. Option 1, commit now so you stop drifting. Option 2, keep searching so you avoid the wrong path. Both of these feel like opposites, yet both hide the exact same fear. You're still asking your choice to save you from contact with the work. But there is a lost third option that shatters the trap entirely. Rehearsal under constraint. Here is the reversal we absolutely need to internalize. The right idea is often built only after the wrong version speaks. Think about Bob Dylan. When he felt completely burned out and done with music, he didn't write a clean hit. He vomited out a 20-page bitter rant. That unpolished, constraint-breaking rant eventually became like a rolling stone. He had to let the bad draft talk. So, how do we force this contact? Well, here's a 2-minute block you can use. Take your protected idea and push it through these exact steps. Give it one harsh rule, make it cheaper, make it slower, make it for a stranger. Now, the idea has to answer. Does it still breathe under that constraint? If it dies, thank it for its time. But if it bends, well then, the real work begins. This is where the book really earns its keep. It demands a rigorous switch between states. You know the old pattern. You call it research, then taste, then timing. The name changes, but your body doesn't. Your jaw stays tight, your eyes skim for a rescue, and the idea remains completely untouched. Creativity isn't a cleaner search, it's a change in state. Search gives options, constraint gives evidence, release gives distance, proof gives trust. Without all four, you just don't have creative work. Drift without material is merely an attractive delay. This brings us to a critical distinction. The expert voice might return and say, but hey, my best work comes when I feel completely free. Maybe. But freedom without pressure leaves the idea untested. Freedom is only the second half of the source. The first half is pressure with a clear edge. Consider a violin. A taut string is not trapped. It's tuned. The note sounds pure specifically because the string is under stress. Let's pull on our third thread here. Your taste is not enough. Your taste needs interruption. A lone mind can only combine what it's already met, right? Ideas need collision. So, borrow an alien craft for 2 minutes. If you write, use music. If you build, use cooking.
If you lead, use biology. Ask what the foreign craft would completely forbid or demand you repeat. The idea you guard doesn't need more love, it needs a rival to reveal it.
I have to admit, this is not what I wanted to find. But the hard truth remains, your originality may be underfed, not absent. A player doesn't find freedom by removing the musical scale. They earn freedom by meeting the scale until it literally gives way. The scale keeps the hand honest, so the hand can eventually risk. That's exactly why UpGo Wise treats creativity as practice, not product. A rule is not a cage when it reveals the next note. It only becomes a cage when pride refuses to revise it.
Now, there is a danger here. A charming story can feel like proof. This book carries that danger in its own shadow. We must stay clean in our process. We can't use beauty as a receipt or neuroscience as perfume. Imagination has moral weight because it changes what others trust. That warm feeling in your chest, it can't lead alone. It absolutely has to answer to the cold table of verification.
Okay, let's dive into the real cost of avoiding that cold table. A protected idea becomes expensive before it ever becomes real. You build a mood around it, you recruit friends around it, you imagine the finished praise, and then changing it feels like an absolute betrayal. The sunk cost began when the idea became a mirror. The danger is that a weak idea survives simply because it carries self-image. Protection turns the first idea into a private prison where deletion literally feels like self-harm. And so we arrive at another set of losing options. Option 1, kill the idea and feel completely empty. Option 2, keep the idea and feel entirely trapped. Both of these choices accept the exact same lie. They assume the idea is either you or it's nothing. The beauty of this framework is how it shatters that trap entirely. It's neither you nor nothing. It is material. Material can be cut. Material can be tuned. Material can be rescored. Try this. For 2 minutes, write your idea in one sentence. Now write the exact opposite sentence. Combine the two. That third sentence, that's your real door.
I really want to challenge you with this thought. If your idea cannot survive a bad version, it was never alive to begin with. You don't need a cleaner dream. You need a rougher test. You have to use constraint as a switchboard to test the connection.
So the crucial point here is that the wrong choice was never one path. It was choosing without contact. And now, contact becomes mercy. The best idea wasn't keeping you stuck. Your grip was. The wrong choice steals your attention twice. First, it steals the work you could have made, and second, it steals the self you could have met. A stale idea just keeps you loyal to an older fear. This builds on everything we've discussed so far. We saw pride gripping the idea initially. Now we know that when the hand loosens, the tool can finally speak. So ask yourself this absolutely crucial question. Are you scared of failure, or are you scared of revision? They are fundamentally different fears. Failure says the world rejected the work. Revision says the first self was incomplete. That second fear is more intimate, but man, is it much more useful. A creator matures when revision stops feeling like humiliation. This is the quiet promise of this book. Not that genius arrives clean, but that a working mind can be tuned. The next move has to be simple, small enough to slip past your nervous system's guard. And it boils down to one core mechanism: create friction, then loosen. Before tomorrow, I want you to take action. Force one blocked idea through one alien constraint and keep 3 variants. Here are your strict requirements. Take one stuck idea. Add one absurd rule. Draft 10 bad versions. You have exactly 300 seconds. Do this. Without it, the signature fades. Here is the practice. We aren't looking for more inspiration. We're looking for the next constraint, the next release, and the next proof. Go to upgowise.com right now. Access your personal growth map. What constraint will you use to force your best idea to finally reveal the truth? Let that be your focus. Thanks for exploring this with me today.